The number one thing people say when they find out I have a tiny house on wheels is why. Why would I want to live on a tiny home on wheels? And it comes down to two things. Number one, I just love tiny homes. Since I was a kid, I would watch all the tiny home shows and always dream of what it would be like to live in one. As I grew up, I discovered minimalism and a zero waste lifestyle, and everything kind of just tied together with my values. Number two, well, that goes back to 2021. Jonathan and I had purchased our first home. And at just under 1,200 square feet, it was perfect for the two of us and our dog. After actively trying to have kids for over 2 years, I had mentally just given up on the idea to be a mother. So you can imagine my surprise when 6 months later, I was pregnant.
We're going to be parents in 6 months.
That changed everything. We realized we needed a bigger space, especially if we were ever going to consider a second child. But with the market prices going up and the interest rates going up, our starter home was starting to look more like a forever home. In an attempt to save money, we decided to look into tiny homes. Why tiny homes? The main difference with ADUs and granny flats is that you need permits. And more than just the cost of the permits is the time it takes to get them. A tiny house is not considered a permanent structure, therefore you could get away with living in one temporarily. Getting a tiny home on wheels meant the build time was sooner, and I got to live out my childhood dream. To answer your question, why a tiny house? It was a small sacrifice. We were ready to downsize for 2 to 3 years, save up, and be able to get a bigger home. The home where our son could grow up and run around, and a place where we can start having a second child. And I think that's why getting scammed by David Flake hurt so much, because instead of saving for the last year and a half, we've been spending. And instead of going up in our savings and going up in our goals, we've been fighting and spending in lawyers and litigation, and now in starting over and building our own tiny home. Doesn't mean it's over. We know we're getting there. We're gonna get our dream. It's all gonna happen. Timeline's just been sent back. That's just life. We gotta be stubborn about our goals and flexible about how we get there. Thank you guys for joining me. Follow and like, and let me know if you have any questions about my tiny house. Here's a peek of what will be our room one day, as well as our living room. And on this side will be our bathroom, and the upstairs loft will be our son's room. Thank you for joining us, and follow us for more updates. Bye!